30 under 30, youngest billionaire, dorm room entrepreneurs, Jazz Jennings. What do all these things have in common? You guessed it, youth. The world has a really weird obsession with it. And if you're a woman, it's especially less forgiving. Practically after 30, you start to culturally depreciate, and society thinks that you really don't have much to bring to the table anymore. Even though you're more educated, confident, financially stable, mature, and in my experience, much better looking. So I could easily see women at the beginning of their journey wondering, did I miss the bus? Did you? Today we're gonna talk about it. But first, you already know I need that intro. Don't you ever crawl into bed with me in the middle of the night while I'm sleeping. I'll knock you the fuck out. No, I'm just playing. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Sorry, I have been cranky when I'm first waking up. I'm typically a morning person, and that is naturally what I like mentally. It's what's best for me. But I have been having a really hard time getting going in the morning and falling asleep at night. I did read somewhere that it's about shutting off your electronics an hour before bed. Very well could be the culprit. My cousin is in town, and I haven't seen him since my sister's wedding 2 years ago. And this is the first time I think that he's been in this neck of the woods, so it's gonna be pretty exciting. We're gonna do some touristy things, and should be fun. I'll bring you guys along for the ride. First, I gotta get some coffee, take the dog out, and then we will talk when I get back. All right, bye guys. Really? You have to park your fucking truck like the biggest fucking douchebag in the whole parking garage. Lucky I don't have a license, otherwise I wouldn't be so careful. Okay. Throw on my sunglasses because I'm starting to age like milk. You know what I mean? I could do that if I wanted. I just don't feel like it right now. Did y'all have a good time? All right, let's get the show on the road. I recall going through somewhat of like a quarter life crisis because I hadn't reached certain milestones in my life that I really thought that I needed to hit already. And I was really angry with like my past self because I wasted so many years crying over boys who didn't want me or fighting with friends who really had no business being in my life. And all in all, I just was really not happy with how I've spent my time. I wasn't focusing on progressing my life, personal growth, setting goals, and I just had nothing to show for it. And you know what? It all kind of worked out for the best. Steve Jobs made a speech about connecting the dots, and every year that I get older, it just makes more and more sense to me. He said that you can't connect the dots looking forward, but only from behind. It's about trusting in yourself and having faith in your future. I have to be really honest with you guys. I absolutely have loved this past week of making content for you and editing it, but I have had this little voice in my head that's just been reprimanding me for not getting on the ball earlier or when I was younger. But I'm being honest with myself and with you guys. If I was to have put content on the internet years ago, it probably would have looked a lot like this.
She's Filipino!
No!
Get her on the ground.
Stop!
Hey, Mom. No, she can't read my She's got me. As funny as those might be, and some might even argue charming, that was a really dark period in my life. And I highly doubt I would have been able to inject any good into the world, which is wholeheartedly my only intention. Truth is, I wasn't ready, and I had a lot of growing up to do. And beating up on myself and what I should have done is only negating the responsibility my present self has. It often strikes me as funny how little importance we place on our current selves when that's the only version of ourselves we can really control. I mean, think about it. Anytime you're out with people, the conversations probably are divided into things you have done or things you would like to do. These are all great subject matters. But if you think of your life that way, you start living in this hypothetical world that you have no control over. You, in this moment, while you watch this video, this is the oldest you've ever been and it's the youngest you'll ever be again. You'll always have the excuses to why it didn't work out before or how you'll get to it eventually. But until you start going through the motions and doing what needs to be done now, you will forever be this captive in a life that's not even yours. I also understand that the amount of time it takes to invest in something can be pretty demotivating. Like, oh, it's gonna take me, 5 years to get where I wanna be. Let me let you in on a little secret. You don't get that time back just because you chose not to do anything with it. So you might as well get going on something that really matters to you. Shortly follows after the loss of youth is, of course, death. As I get older, and especially the past couple of years, I've gotten really acquainted with death, and it's gotten me thinking about my own mortality. To be frank, I'm not afraid to die. We're all born to do that. What I am afraid of is not fulfilling my fullest potential. And if I had to put money on it, I bet you're somewhere in the same boat. My idea of like my personal hell would be sitting through this like montage of a life that is like polar opposite of mine and fantastic and what I could have done, except for it's not the life I lived because I held myself back from anxiety and fear. The truth is we don't know what our fullest potential is until we've pushed ourselves as far as we possibly go. And in those moments that you want to give up or you feel like you should just throw in the towel, those are the moments you push just a little bit harder because you don't know what's on the other end. This can be really painful, but they call it growing pains for a reason. It can be tough, but you don't know how tough you are unless you give it a try. In conclusion, if you were breathing, no, it is not too late to start your transition or go after that job or tackle sobriety, start a business or raise some children, but you have to get started today. So, with that said, I'm gonna need you to get up, wash your face, change that shirt, go kick today's ass and take no prisoners. If you like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I will be posting pretty frequently. Until next week, I'm Charlotte on the web. I'm gonna miss you guys so much.